Dubbed the Kurdish Shakira, Helly was born in Iran. Last year, she recorded Risk It All. It is an anti-war pro-Kurdish anthem. It got 4 million views on YouTube, but brought death threats and even condemnation from her own family. That did not stop her, though. She then went to the front lines of the war with ISIS in Iraq, and in full uniform with an AK-47, she shot her video Revolution. Helly, welcome to the show. How did you feel doing that? Were you afraid?
Definitely, I was not afraid because I felt the message was supposed to tell to the people, and I wanted to show the truth. And obviously, there was hundreds of thousands of Peshmergas fighting, so we really got the courage from them. So there's no reason to be afraid.
When that was over, you did get death threats from ISIS. What was that like? Tell me about that.
Well, really, it feels unrealistic, but I try to not think about it because I think what I'm doing is more important. And I feel that if I can get my voice to millions of other people from those people whose voice been shut down, I think it's worth it. And really, in a way, it's also a privilege because I feel it means that the message of revolution is as powerful as their weapons.
What is the message? Give it to us in plain language so all our viewers can hear.
The message of the video is obviously freedom and peace and justice. I feel like as an artist, my weapon is not the real weapon. My weapon is my music. And through my music, I can get the message to millions of other people. What happened here was injustice. What happened here, I was here and I saw how ISIS came here and killed, murdered, burned, cut head off, raped innocent people. And seeing that enlightened a fire inside of me. And I feel like it's my duty to fight in this war as well. And the message is to really send to the people that this is not just Kurdistan's war. The ISIS is not just the enemy of Kurds, it's the enemy of the whole world enemy. So for that, I think it's very important to send the message to people.
Do you think ISIS is winning right now?
No, I don't think ISIS is winning. And the reason is because the Peshmergas. And it is very unbelievable to believe that Peshmergas can be winning this most dangerous terrorist group of our whole history with very weak weapons. But I feel ISIS can be destroyed, but they can be only destroyed if we come together and we unite. And the one thing that I want to send a message to Americans, to political leaders of America, to President Barack Obama is that please, we need help with weapons. If we can give Peshmergas the weapons, they can destroy the enemy. And truly, they are the ones who can, because even right now, they don't have strong weapons, but they're still winning.
What do you think about the news of the day that Turkey is finally joining in the battle against ISIS, but they're also targeting Kurds?
Well, Turkey and Kurds, obviously, we have a very long history and a very sad history. All I can say that I'm sad about it because I feel like Turkey should have our back and really give rights and justice and peace for Kurds. It's a really unfortunate situation, and we'll just have to hope for the best at the moment.
The people in the background in your video, are they actors? Are they real fighters? How did you organize that?
Actually, everything that you see in the video is real. We were in a small village called Khazir, which was very close to Mosul, and we were about 2.5 kilometers away from ISIS. And everything that you see in the video, the Peshmergas, the weapons, the tanks, the people running in the beginning, those are real victims of ISIS from Shingal, from Kobani. They're also Yazidis. I felt it was very important to show the truth of the war and really shoot this in here, not in Los Angeles, because I wanted to show the real pain and real story of what is happening here, because a lot of people don't know what is going on here.
Are you afraid for your life right now?
No.
Wow. What's next for you?
Next is I will definitely continue fighting for justice and bring awareness of the situation here. Also, I'm very known from my humanitarian work, so next project I'm doing for the females and the young girls that were victims of ISIS. That is my next project that I will focus on.
Helly Love, you are a brave woman. Thank you so much for sharing your story with the world. We appreciate your time. The battle against ISIS, we spoke to Helly Love. She is the Kurdish pop star fighting the terror group with her music. And she has a message for Americans and President Obama. Listen to what she told us just moments ago.
ISIS can be destroyed, but they can be only destroyed if we come together and we unite. And the one thing that I want to send a message to Americans, to political leaders of America, to President Barack Obama, is that please, we need help with weapons. If we can give Peshmergas the weapons, they can destroy the enemy.
Wow, joining me now with reaction, Peter Brooks of the Heritage Foundation. He is also former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense under President George W. Bush. Stephen and Judy are back as well. Thanks to all three of you for joining us. Peter, let me start with you. You know, Helly said that all they need is weapons, that they can do it on their own. They don't even need our troops. Do you think that's right, and should we be doing that?
Well, she's obviously does a great job of displaying the Kurdish spirit, the fighting spirit, and I think her message seems to be strong from what I've seen of it, but it's not that simple. She's not a military strategist. I think the Peshmerga do need more weapons. It's a very complicated process for this administration because of their ties to Baghdad. Baghdad demands that the weapons going to the Kurds in the north go through Baghdad, so it's limited to that. They're very concerned about a Kurdish independence movement. Also, Turkey's into things now, Melissa, as you know, and they have some issues with some Kurdish groups, such as the PKK, which the U.S. considers to be a terrorist group. So, despite what Helly said, and I think it's important that people do come together to fight ISIS, that is the common enemy, it's very, very complicated.
Stephen, I mean, these are real people that are in her video that you're watching right here. I mean, she went out and you know, filmed on the front line. She got real fighters. She got real victims to make her point. Part of the reason why ISIS is doing so well is through social media and messaging. Does this counter that, in your opinion?
I think that's the best we can say about this, really. I mean, she's engaging in a culture war that needs to be engaged by people in the region pushing back against those who, frankly, are trying to hijack the culture in the region. And so I think it's incredibly important. I'm far be it from being a person to judge how this connects with people in Kurdistan about whether this kind of a video helps them rally, but I really admire her courage in engaging both the culture war and going there to do it.
And Judy, I was kind of surprised. I mean, when I asked her if she thinks ISIS is winning, she said no. You know, that's not, from here, it looks like in you know, to many people that they are. What do you think?
Well, I think she's speaking as a Kurd and a Kurdish Iraqi. And the one thing I do know about ISIS is that they're terrified of the Kurds. And what Peter and Stephen have both been talking about is this need to kind of find a way to unleash the Kurds, to let them fight ISIS and not alienate Baghdad or Turkey in the process. And I want to send in Kurdistan's Lady Gaga. I mean, we're spending millions on PSYOPs, but send her in and let her sing in Kurdish, by the way, and in Arabic, not in English.
Peter, I mean, you know, she says ISIS is threatening her life, and, you know, that also that her family isn't behind what she's been doing. She's gotten condemnation from some corners of her family. Do you think that she's risked her life by doing this and trying to get the message out?
Absolutely, and I agree. She's very brave. She's very courageous, and it's critical what she does. I mean, how many people, you know, it's been attributed to Edmund Burke and others that if, you know, good people don't do something about evil, evil will survive and thrive, and that's the case here. So we have to, our hat should go off to her from what she's doing. But of course, once again, it's a very, very complicated thing, and it's going to take more than the information war. But I am concerned that we are losing the information war. So what she's doing, hopefully, will be helpful.
No, this is one element that is essential without question. She can't do it alone. That's why she came on the show. That's why she's asking for everyone's help. She knows she can't do it alone. Thank you, all of you, for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Ashley.
Well,